are back with the Afterwatch. Watching My Hero Academia is episode 50. Woo!
Wow.
End of the beginning of the end. It is a new era. I'm Tim.
I'm Evan.
And I'm Joelle.
That's right. And we are talking about a time that is after All Might.
Yeah.
After All Might. AAM.
The symbol of peace.
Time after peace?
But I don't know. There's so many things that could happen. What happens
it's
when
a whole new
there's
world
like this
now.
chaos vacuum that's about to...
Right.
I feel like anything and everything could happen out there.
I agree. But before we get into that,
Yeah?
there's a great thing that listeners can do.
What's that?
They can click on that link that they're looking at on their phones.
Okay.
And it says, rate us.
Oh,
In
there's a
the
link?
In the Apple. In the
Okay.
Apple.
Apple
Is
Podcast
it a
app.
button?
It's a podcast
Is it a
app.
button or a link? I don't know. I don't have an
I think
Apple,
they
so I
can
couldn't
just
tell
go
you.
on the Apple
Apple
Podcast.
On
Podcast.
Apple
There
Podcast.
probably
Yeah.
is a link, though, to rate you or whatever.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
has a little pop-up
You
with
go
some
all the way
stars.
down
Add
past
some
the-
comments.
Past
Keep
the little,
going. No, it's not there. Keep going down.
past the
Down.
episodes,
Yep,
and then
past that.
towards the bottom, there's like some stars.
Oh, yeah. Click on
Yeah,
that
then
star.
rate us.
Right
There
there.
you go.
Right there. 5-star, that's the one you want to click on.
And we'd love to see
You can
some
do the four.
comments and stuff too.
Yeah.
If you have any questions you'd like us to talk about,
Fire them away.
yeah, let us know. And
At-
we'll answer them.
And where does it go to, Tim?
Oh, fictionalquestions@gmail.com.
Nice.
One more time?
That is fictionalquestions@gmail.com.
That's what I like to hear.
All right.
All right.
All right. So this is one of those episodes where a lot of things happen. There's a lot of talking
Heartstrings are pulled, too.
and a lot of parents.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we get to see. Sometimes it's funny.
We get a good
Sometimes
we
some
get some good
tearjerkers.
ones. Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny who they pick.
Right.
I think it's a learning experience. For me, at least.
Even for
okay.
the teachers, too.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I love that they have bets going on.
Right, right,
That's the
right.
best.
I owe you a drink.
Yep,
drink.
yep.
It's pretty good, but it's
Right.
kind of also really nice to see Aizawa and All Might getting along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it
Big
because
time.
maybe does Aizawa see them as more on
Equals?
equals
Oh, it's
now?
so sad now.
Is that
Because
sad.
All Might's not
I don't mean to-
superpowered.
I don't mean to
Yeah.
say that wrongly.
No,
We're talking
no.
about Aizawa. We all like Aizawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, no one was touching All Might before. But now that without all that power and everything,
Right.
he's kind of like,
Come down back to Earth?
yeah. He's more approachable. He's more
yeah.
approachable. Yeah.
But,
Right.
but still super smart and strategic.
Well,
Right,
yes.
Let's not
Well,
forget
he's
that.
still All
No,
Might.
but
He's
I
still
mean,
All
we're just
Might.
talking about power-wise.
But yeah, power-wise for sure.
Power-wise, he's not
Even
as...
though, let's be real,
Huh?
he could just stare at him and take away that power, and they'd be equals again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But only
oh.
until he blinks.
So
Yeah.
side question, though.
Side question.
Side question.
Yeah.
If he does it to All Might, does All Might go from his power form down
Back to his shriveled
No,
body.
because we know that...
he can hold his power form even without
wait a
one
minute.
for all.
Yeah,
oh, wait a
that's
minute.
true.
But for short periods of time. So
Yeah, because he can pull away. He can pull away the power because he did it to Deku.
yeah.
Right.
So,
it would
would
be
All
interesting
Might
if he
shrink?
would it be a shriveled little old man?
Because we already know that even without one for all in his body, he can use his muscle form, but he just can't maintain it for any given period
Right.
of time.
That'll be interesting.
Huh?
Right?
Maybe his own power. Okay.
His own power?
Sure.
What power? I don't know.
Well, when we get into this episode, we'll see that it's not. There's no
Oh,
power.
that's true.
We do.
Okay.
One of the best scenes, I think, in this
I don't know. We'll get there.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Take it away, Tim.
First off, we see that the police are talking about what's gone on
Yes.
at Camino Ward. Like half of it was destroyed. Lots of people hurt. And at one point, someone's like saying, "Well, was it a draw? Because we lost All Might, but we got rid of All for One, right?" And they're like, "No, that's not really a draw.
Yeah.
Because that's just one villain versus our symbol of peace."
Exactly.
So they got to come up with some new plans. They can't just be backup. They can't just be like the old
Sitting on the sidelines?
on the
Yeah.
sidelines, ready to wrap up the
Right.
the case after it's done, right?
Right.
Because they're talking about how the league is evolving. They kind of I don't want to say laughed it off at first, but that first USJ attack was not as much. Or it wasn't as crazy as it's getting now, right?
They talk about how Shigaraki's grown.
Yeah.
And he's changed, and his way of thinking has changed. And with
Well,
All Might out of the picture,
It's a little crazy
it's
because
way crazier.
every time they come back, they're stronger. and they've got it more together.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now he's got a whole group.
He's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
He's
full
got a little
league now.
army
It's-
going
it's
on
a
there.
That first time it was just him, Kirigiri, and just a bunch of thugs.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, a bunch of
Right.
no-namers.
Yeah, so now, it is getting a little crazier, and they even say they relied too much on that one hero. And I think that's just because, All Might did all the work. He was basically doing everything.
Yep.
It was all on him, and everyone else was just involved in a popularity contest.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Exactly.
100%.
I mean, some of them did stuff. Sure,
maybe-
they
Yeah.
little crimes on the streets.
right.
I think maybe Endeavor tried, but he just
yeah.
Well, he's
just did
also
not
kind of
have-
like wrapped up in his own brain.
right.
And we even see that a little bit in this episode because Todoroki goes home
Oh, yeah.
Right.
and Endeavor's just like smashed up his little personal gym that
Training
he's got in
room.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there like pissed because he's like, I didn't want to get number one this way.
Well,
It's
remember,
very
he says he
Bakugo.
refuses to take it.
Yeah.
He refuses to take the position of number one because that's
Yeah,
not how he wanted to
Well,
take
exactly.
it.
Yeah, because he wanted to get it fair and square. And
Yeah.
it's a lot like Bakugo, right?
Yep.
So maybe some people never grow up.
It's true.
Some
I mean,
people always
yeah.
have a chip on their shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he clearly does.
Oh, yeah.
Still at this point,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the most we really see of that family dynamic.
Well,
We-
and we see the sister, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little.
It's
yeah.
always funny because it seems like every time he goes home, you either see her or like you always see like a sibling. So you
Yeah.
get kind of a taste.
Like, how many siblings do they have? Jeez.
There's a couple.
no.
There was a few. There's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think
Because
there's
he
3.
is it 3?
I think there's
Because I know once they got the right mix, then he was like, okay, cool, you have both powers. We're
I think
using
there's I think Shoto has Shoto
Yeah.
has 2 brothers and that sister.
Oh,
Okay.
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 All right.
I thought there was
But I
more
could
than
be-
one sister,
Either
but I
way.
could be wrong.
Either way.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we get a little bit of All Might talking about the Shigaraki thing. Like,
Yeah,
could
yeah.
it be real? And of course it has to be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Why else? He wouldn't just throw that out there, you know?
I
You
mean,
think
it is
just to
all
mess
for
with
one.
him?
He could, but
Because he
Does he
likes
does like to
likes
mess with them and get
them.
under his skin.
Right. And they said
But-
there's no documented
But like,
proof.
but
But
like
they know
Grand,
that-
Gran Torino was saying though, they did know about somebody, and then she
Yeah.
told them
Nana
not.
did have
Not to dig into it, not
Yep.
to look,
a
let them have a
child
normal
and-
life.
And then
Yeah.
they she let him off for like as in foster care. Or
Yeah,
something.
put him in foster care,
basically.
which is kind of messed
That's
up.
sad.
That's messed up. How old was the kid when that happened? There's a
Yeah.
question there too.
I don't know.
Because you'd be like, "Why is mommy dropping me off?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then you
you
can
know.
see why somebody's all messed up.
But we do get a couple other things. We get All Might meeting Deku at the old beach, the old
Yes.
beachfront where they
Yes.
trained that first time.
That's so great. We have a moment. Oh my!
And they're running
They're
together
it's
like
almost
crying.
like the little romantic scenes of them
Yeah,
running to
Right?
each other.
But only he Texas smashes
Texas
him.
smashed him in the face, dude. It's so good. Texas smash.
Yeah. And then he follows
But-
it up by saying he's so proud of him.
Yes.
And then they cry
He's
together,
like, "Damn
even
you,
though he's
little
like,
jerk.
yeah, the
You
water
didn't
works.
But
to
it was
me.
his one time where he didn't like break his
Didn't
limbs
hurt himself,
in
yeah.
a
Yeah. So that's why he was
fight.
proud of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he actually did it
He
the
made
right
it out
way.
alive.
Yeah, and didn't bang himself up or hurt himself, overextend himself. in other
Right,
words. Yeah.
right.
He's like learning. Yeah. They do mention also, because they go to UA and they're talking about, as they're going out and talking to these parents and everything, about how UA's problems started when All Might started there.
Right.
That's,
Messed up,
but it's true.
but true.
So like, was it UA's fault that's
No,
why
I
this
just
happened?
think that it's like you get some big celebrity hero that shows up at your place. You think you have enough security or whatever for him, but no, you don't. You know?
Right.
They go to Jiro's parents first, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
because
that was
they
a
put
good
up a
one.
front like they're like, I'm not sure.
He's trying to
all
be
that
strict
stuff.
dad.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh no, we said it would be okay.
His own daughter like totally calls him out too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He reminded me a little bit of Present Mike.
True. Because
You
like
do.
he was like trying to
Right?
rock out.
'Cause they have
Yeah.
they have the same music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a
They're
man.
getting into the fight is what they're talking about. Yeah.
I love how she's like, oh come on, Dad, I gotta act tough in front of him. He was even crying.
Yeah.
No, don't
Save
you
your
can't say
aggressions
that.
for music.
Yeah.
But then I think it's great when you get to see Bakugo's.
Oh my God.
This is the best.
Okay.
So good.
Talk to me about this.
So she is 100% him.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
where he gets his
Down
personality.
to the hairstyle.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's punking him.
Yeah.
And we don't know, what powers does she have?
No, you don't know.
We don't know, right?
No.
She's just like, oh yeah, he's got
She's
these cool
just
powers.
smacking him upside the
everyone-
head.
Dude, she's punking him hard.
Yeah.
And notice that his dad
Yeah.
seems
super,
very much like
opposite.
Deku.
He's very
super
timid.
opposite.
Very timid,
Yeah.
very chill.
Yeah.
Very much reminded me of Deku. Like his
Or it's just
That's
someone
what I
who's
felt like.
more
Very
like
opposite. Just
like
very
super
opposite
chill.
of-
Because even the mom's like, what? Don't get in between us. You shut up. You sit there in the corner. You know,
yeah, he's
totally
like,
talking
she's like
trash to
totally
him.
rubbing his head, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well,
super
opposites
great.
attract sometimes.
Yeah,
They
I guess
say
so,
that kind of
exactly.
thing.
Very much so.
So you can't just have two crazy,
Yeah.
over the top
Yeah.
people.
And the best is him calling us, shut up, you old hag. You know?
yeah,
I know.
because they're right
Constantly-
back at it.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. It's so good. It's so good.
And now he has a big ego because everybody always fawns over him because of how strong he is.
yeah.
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 But even though there was a whole thing and he got kidnapped and everything, the parents are fine with him going to UA because they liked what Aizawa said
Yes.
during
Yes.
that conference.
Right.
Yeah.
About how
That he was
he's-
the worst person for them to kidnap. That he was very wrong. Like he was wrong. Like the wrong type of kid
because
to kidnap.
he has the, even though like he might have these tendencies, crazy, violent,
Yep.
whatever, he has the best intentions of why he's doing it. He's just
And
trying to
his
win.
drive to be the number one.
He wants to be the best.
He wants to
Yeah,
be the best
yeah,
and number
and
one.
they see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were like, "That's awesome because that means that you're paying attention to my kid and
Right.
you understand how he is. We know he's like this.
Yeah.
We know he acts this way,
Right.
and now we know you see that. Oh yeah, we want you to keep teaching him for sure,
Right.
100%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. We do get the moment also after.
Right.
Well, I like the moment on the couch when All Might leans over and goes, "Hey man, I owe you a beer."
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, dude. Because they were scared to go to this house. Because they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh man, this is gonna suck."
Because
Yeah.
actually after that they're like they split up. They're like, oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
gonna be easy from
Yeah.
now on.
yeah,
And
but Bakugo stops him on his way
that's
out.
true. Because-
Right.
And he basically just point blank, what is Deku to you?
Yep.
yes.
And like All Might just stops and like I don't know, what do I
Well, no,
say?
he doesn't even go that way. He instantly is like,
Oh, he's just a
one of my
student,
students,
just
just
like
like you. He's one of my students. Like he's super cleanly answers.
Yep.
There's no sign that he even wavers.
But Bakugo doesn't take it.
In
though, 'cause
his
he's like,
head, he's like, "Oh man, sorry, I can't tell you the truth."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right.
he's like, "Yeah, he's just one of my
Yep.
students." He's like,
But Bakugo's like, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
And
don't
then
want to
once
tell
in
me
a-
that's
"Cool, if
fine.
you don't want to tell me, that's fine." And
That's
then he
great.
whispers, "Thanks."
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Is that thanks for saving him?
At the
Yeah.
end. At the end.
At the end, as he's walking away. After he's like, "Shut up, hag, I'm coming."
Yeah. But I just love that he knows,
Oh, 100%.
which
Well,
is
I mean, because him and Deku grew up, even though they were like, frenemies.
Yeah.
He knows Deku.
Yeah.
So he knows how he is.
yeah.
And especially with he's been quirkless all this long, and then all of a sudden something comes up, and then All Might's been paying a lot of attention to him. So what is
Yeah.
that?
That's the thing.
I think I just like it because we have a guy who's usually not the most level-headed character, but he's very intuitive in this
very
moment.
much.
Oh,
very
yes.
much.
More so than characters usually are on shows like this, you know?
Right.
Especially
Like-
when they have that kind of personality.
Yeah, but I mean, even like Deku, he has no idea half the time what's going on until it like blows up in his
That's how
face.
He is, though. He's very.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they're able to time these twists or these reveals by keeping the people as clueless as possible. But I do like that this guy, he anticipates it. It's almost like in a fight. Like he anticipates the next move that
Right.
the enemy's going to be making
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
He's anticipating like something's up. I know it is. We'll see. I think this comes back around. We'll touch on that later. But then All Might goes by himself to Deku's place because he thinks it's going to be pretty easy, right?
Oh yeah.
That's why, right?
He's like, yeah, dude,
I got
we
this.
just
It's gonna
handled
be
the
fun."
two hard
Yeah.
ones, so yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
All right,
plus, we
I'll
got
see
a
you
couple
later.
more.
Well, yeah,
we got more to
they
do.
thought
So
Jill
Yeah,
was
yeah,
hard
we'll
because
split
she
it
got
up.
knocked out during. She was really bad off
Yeah.
after the training camp
Right.
attack.
Right.
That's why they thought that was going to be bad.
Yep.
And then of course Bakugo. We know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're not anticipating Deku's mom freaking out. Well, not freaking out, but I mean,
Straight up saying, I don't
No.
want my son going to UA anymore.
Which
no.
makes sense.
And we've
which
seen
makes
this
so much
building.
sense.
We
Yeah.
even saw
yeah.
this last season
Right.
with her, like...
After the
not-
whole stain incident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because... And she sees him getting banged up and knocked around and
Right.
scarred every time things are happening.
Especially after he all of a sudden got his quirk.
Yeah.
And she brings that up.
Yep.
Now suddenly he
Yeah.
miraculously has this quirk.
Especially when he's been hanging around
And,
you.
and now he's
Yeah.
hanging around you. And you're always around him, and he's always getting hurt around you.
Yep.
I don't want
Yeah.
this. This is not what I want. No.
So I don't think that she knows how it happened.
Nope.
But I think she knows that
There's some correlation.
there's something going on. And
Well, we definitely find that out the second they have this conversation.
Right.
Because he straight up says, I've chosen him to be my successor.
Yeah, we get
No.
that moment.
Well, he
That
basically
moment.
tells the mom, he's like straight
That's
up.
it right
yeah.
there, straight up.
Yep.
Guess what? He is going to be the new symbol of peace.
Right.
And that's like,
But it takes a little bit to get there.
oh, it does. Because you have.
Because she turns it down.
Oh, dude, she
Deku
starts-
runs out, like, upset.
She's like crushing
She
him.
doesn't want to go. She wants his dream to come true, but she's
But
like, it
not a
doesn't have to
UA.
be a UA.
Yeah.
And he even goes and runs and get Koda's letter, right?
Right.
And he's like, this is the first time I felt like a real hero.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. So if
But
it
he
has to
said-
be another school,
Then
then
that's
do it.
fine.
I'll do it, whatever
Yep.
it takes,
Mm-hmm.
because I need to be doing this hero stuff.
And that's one of those key moments when he says whatever it takes that you could see it just All Might again. It's just
Yeah.
like, and then he buffs up and
Deflates in like a minute.
bows
Yeah.
and says his little thing and announces that, I will do everything in my power to protect this kid. I
Yeah.
will give my life for
Yep.
him.
Right.
I will die for your son.
Yeah. And they're already kind of like fanboying over All Might. I mean, even
When they
like
first walk in-
when they
and
first
he-
walks in,
oh,
he sees all the
dude,
posters.
That is so
Deku's
base.
room.
That's,
And he's like,
the best is when he shows up there and then they both turn around to like let him in the house and they're both all
they're both muttering. They're both muttering, which is so
yeah,
funny.
yeah, so good.
That's great.
Yeah. You get this father figure moment, like
Yeah.
because she even says like
If
Yeah.
you can promise
if
to
you
keep
can
him
promise
alive.
to keep him alive and raise him,
Yep.
then you got to raise him right.
Yep.
And that's one of the key things that you see there, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh man. And then straight up, All Might's like, yep, I agree.
Yeah,
will
but I
do
don't
it.
know if can he promise that. Really,
I don't think he can.
That's,
Well,
it's a
it's too
tricky.
late.
It's a
It's too
tricky.
late. He
It's
did
too
it.
late.
It's too late.
He
It's too
did.
late.
It's too late.
You
But
can
at
say-
least promising and trying to train him as best as he
Yeah.
can. I
Do you
mean, I
think-
guess
I
that's the
mean,
only
because I
thing.
understand the mom's position.
Oh, totally.
Even though, I mean, at a certain point, he's like, what is he, 15 or 16?
Yeah.
He's 15.
15 at this point.
So, I get that, like, at some point, he's going to be on his own and whatnot, right?
Right.
And we're going to see, they've already started talking about here, where the dorm systems.
yes.
And we'll see that come into play as we go on through the season.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really why they're doing all this stuff, right? Because I don't think we even said that. Because they have the dorm systems, so they want to pull everyone to keep them at the university.
They're in such scrutiny
academy.
about not being able to protect their students and constantly being in a situation where they haven't been able to protect their students. The principal said this was something that he was putting together for a while and
Yeah.
had it ready and on deck, and now is the time to implement it.
Yeah, and it's the
that
only
was
way that
dorm
they'd
system
be able to
be able
perfect the training and make their
and make
future
sure their
heroes
students
are strong.
become safe as well.
Yeah, it's just keep them under, basically under lock and key, like as much as possible. But I mean, we know how that goes.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And we already know
I mean,
that they
we
haven't
already-
really
there's-
gone back to
I
it,
mean,
but
we-
there's still
a mole somewhere.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
Ah.
And then doesn't it flash over to Tartarus? The-
Tartarus,
Tartarus,
which is
Which
their
we saw in
underground
the-
prison.
Yep.
And do you know the reference? Tartarus is Greek, the underworld. Is what they call it in the Greek myth.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
Anyway,
Tartarus, yep.
but but it's their underground prison where they keep all the really, really bad people.
Now, can we discuss how in the last episode we talked? I asked about the how are they handcuffing this guy?
Yeah.
We see All for One, and those are just straps on him. They're
Yeah.
not any sort of special manacles of some sort. So
I get the feeling like he's just depowered. Like he's just.
how did they depower him?
I don't know.
Is there some sort of like maybe
Well, either way, maybe there's some
some
sort of drug
signal or something that's spraying out or something?
Yeah, they haven't really touched on that in the anime,
Right?
have
Yeah.
They haven't.
they?
I mean,
I
that's what we can
I don't even know.
speculate.
Yeah, there's
I
lots
mean,
of
it has to be
speculations there.
something.
There has
Right.
to be something.
Right. This is like the Arkham Asylum of
Yeah.
of their
Yeah,
world.
I don't know. I feel like
Right.
Stain never got out.
Yeah, at least
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
true.
We don't know.
At least at this point.
No,
but
we
he needs
prob-
blood to be able to get out.
Oh yeah, and All for One kind of makes his own. Has lots of.
He's
powers.
got a ton of powers. He has a teleporting power.
Right.
Yeah, so they have to have something that's keeping him in check.
Yeah.
Something that like nullifies his power.
Yeah,
They must. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look deeper into that.
There's probably people working there who are like Aizawa, who just can take powers away or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Either way, it's something. I mean, we can't. I mean, yes. Otherwise, it'll be another plot hole. But it could.
Right.
Whatever.
It's
But-
probably
Or
not a plot
maybe
hole.
Aizawa helped them in developing the technology.
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't know.
there's so
I mean,
many
there's
ways
so many
it could go.
quirks.
Yeah.
You could do it in so many ways.
Yeah, but one thing that All for One does talk about is a teacher letting go of the student.
Yes.
And there is something to that. I think in a lot of, we just talked about like Greek myth and stuff. In old stories, the mentor at one time has to let go to let the student become
Right.
more than just a student.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know?
Right.
I think we talked
Which-
about
which he was saying-
Star Wars
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luke has to become. He has to let go of Obi-Wan in order
to grow.
Yeah.
Become the Jedi Master.
See, but I don't think Deku's quite there yet.
Well, no. I mean, we're still like
Right.
we've said.
Yeah.
This is still first year.
Yeah.
And there's 3 years of this.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man.
But
who knows?
apparently, All for One thinks Shigaraki's fine.
Well.
Right.
Fine enough to go in his madness.
Yeah.
Well, we know
Yes.
that Shigaraki is a little bit older. We talked about this.
Right.
When he was like 20 or whatever, right?
Right.
But also, maybe that's a way of. I mean, what do you?
But
what do
he's
you
not
think?
mentally 20, even though he's physically 20.
Yeah.
There are
Right.
a lot of signs that he has adolescent brain.
Right.
So
Yeah. But either way, it's
But-
like he feels like it's enough for him to keep his will going.
yeah.
What he
Well-
wants him to do.
But it's also
Right.
something that he
Right.
has to do because now he's kind of on his own. Before
Yeah.
he had a backup,
And
now
All
he
Might's
has to, like-
gone, which was his biggest roadblock of life.
yeah, but he also always had All for One like there, give him
Master.
advice or whatever it is.
Give me the power, Master.
Right, exactly. Does he even have Nomus? We don't know this stuff at this point.
We don't.
True.
We don't.
I do like that they echo the whole "now it's your turn" thing at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we see it's almost like we're seeing how close, and maybe we've talked about this before, how close that a hero and a villain's journey can be.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Because
it's
Well, it's like they always said, it's two sides of one coin.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you read in the fandom, they actually talk about how All Might and Shigaraki are or All Might and Deku are the All for One and Shigaraki. Like those are the
Well, sure,
teacher,
yeah.
teacher
They're
student.
archetypes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Those are the two matches up.
But it's just how. I mean, it's not that there's that big of a gray area. We're not talking about these are actual villains. They're not
Right.
like anti-heroes or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
But
just
it's fun though. It's funny though how All Might was trying to sympathize with Shigaraki for a little bit there
For a
in
minute.
the beginning.
Sure,
But
Gran
then
Torino
Gran
was
Torino was
like,
like, dude, he's still a criminal.
You need to get that out of your head,
As
son.
much as you think that because they're blood related, he's still a criminal.
Yeah.
He is.
Regardless, he still kill people.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to come into play
Later on, yeah,
But
we
I
don't
don't even
know.
know if All Might is part of the struggle anymore. Really, he's probably just sidelined, right?
Yeah.
So he's not really going to be calling shots when things go down.
No.
Whatever
But
the
I'm
next.
pretty sure Shigaraki still wants to kill him though.
Oh sure.
Of course.
Just he's not gonna be his
Well,
opponent.
yeah, because also now he's going to want to do it not just for the reasons he had in the past, but also because he took out All for One.
Yeah,
Right.
for
Master.
vengeance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that does fuel a villain like this.
To
for
even
sure.
more. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So we'll see where that goes.
Especially if they could take down Hero Society even faster now that they
Oh,
have
yeah.
him kind of out of the picture.
I mean, it's already unraveling.
right.
Well, yeah, we saw that last time with how quickly the crowd turned when
Right.
they were worried, like, what's next?
Yeah.
So quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah.
then, because it's like a vacuum. Like,
yeah.
what do you do? Like, especially with Endeavor not really wanting to step up.
Oh yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out in my dojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens then? And
Right.
we saw that, Best Genist, no
Crushed.
match.
And he
No
was
match at all.
Who's
He was
fourth?
number 4.
He was
Yeah,
4.
that's terrible.
Who's 3?
It was Headshot,
Oh, that's right.
the stealth
Yep.
guy. So.
And he was blown away too. So.
Yeah. he
Yeah,
was
so
jacked
that's
up
why
too.
I'm
Yeah.
saying it was almost like a popularity contest with a lot of these things because we do see something. We even see Snake Girl at one point,
Right.
In the
trying to
rubble,
help,
like, helping
Yeah,
out.
helping out.
Saving the
but we know that most of the time she's just
taking pictures and
Taking-
and
and being
doing
in commercials.
advertisements.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the sham part of it, like the people that are I don't know.
Which you see why Stain had a thing against some of that because
Yeah.
everybody's just so extravagant about I get the most money and I'm most popular of all these people.
Yeah,
Right.
And I don't know if he wants to totally disassemble everything, and I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but definitely something has to change.
Right.
So whether it's the cops stepping up and holding these people more accountable, or whatever it is,
Right.
I guess we'll see where that
Yep.
goes, because I don't even know.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Anyway, but until then, our watch has ended. I've been Tim.
I've been Evan.
And I've been Joelle.
We will see you next week, guys. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.